Hello everyone, and welcome to the Lion Show. You know, this is my first video in a long time. I actually had something very different planned for it. I was just gonna sit here and tell you how this will be a place where I give my thoughts about random subjects in hopes that you find my words relatable. Then I'd proceed to talk about my relationship with YouTube and how far back it goes, and then I realized how boring that will be. Also, something else occurred to me. I'd probably end up deleting this video. That's what I always do. Just yesterday I deleted pretty much every Tumblr post I've ever done. Not because I disagree with what I wrote, some of those posts were pretty solid and had a lot of thought and emotion put into them, but simply because time has passed. I no longer feel the same person that wrote those things. Even if I agree with the words, the guy who wrote them was in a very different mood and life phase than I am now. I don't want to be associated with him anymore. So much cringe. I'm sure I'm not alone. Most of you probably cringe at your old self too. But I wonder if you do to the same extent as me. You see, I have some wild mood swings. I can pull an all-nighter excited about writing the best epic fantasy novel in the world, only to read it next day, and delete it all because of how cringy I think it is. Heck, it happened with the script for this video. You're currently listening to version 2.0. I've been working on a novel for almost 7 years now. Even though people tell me it's great and interesting and that I should keep going, every time I get around chapter 3 I just scrap the whole thing. I always feel it's not good enough. If I'm doing something, it has to be absolutely flawless and future-proof. I think I can talk about YouTube now, since it's related to the topic. Back in 2013, I started a YouTube channel with my good friend Sophie. It wasn't a huge deal or anything, the most we had were 47 subscribers, but it was absolutely amazing for me. I enjoyed every single day of recording, every single hour of editing, every single bit of feedback. People in our school would come to us and tell us how much they enjoyed watching our videos. I was especially surprised one day when I was recognized on the street. It was simply awesome. So what did I do? Well, at one point me and Sophie just stopped making videos, because college took us on different paths. Then, a few years later, I couldn't ignore the itch anymore. Even when people would tell me that they still watch our old videos and enjoy them so much, I just had to destroy them. I had to delete them, or at least hide them from everyone. And that's exactly what I did. Good, now the universe is at balance and peace. But why? That channel was not like a wall of text on Tumblr talking about depression. It was something that brought me joy and happiness, yet I couldn't help but make sure I erased it all from the public eye. Maybe it was the lack of a beard. God, I look so much better with my beard. Maybe just because of how silly some of those videos were. I simply didn't want to be associated with that guy anymore. I like to keep in mind that everything that goes into the web is stuck there forever. It's ridiculous. Even if you change your mind or acknowledge your mistakes, the internet will not forgive, and the same thing you first said will be repeated back at you, over and over and over again. That's why I try to make sure that everything I say or do is solid enough to be worth the risk. It will be forever associated with me. And even though I'm so secure before pressing the publish button, I always regret it later. I've become so obsessed with this. So obsessed with making sure everything I do, all the things I say, and the way I present myself at all times is absolutely perfect and flawless, that I end up just doing nothing. And that's bad. That's really bad. I want to make videos. I want to make games. I want to write novels. I want to express myself. Yet I can't do it, because it never turns out good enough. I love to start projects, but I'm exceptionally good at not finishing them. They get shut down weeks, days, sometimes hours after I started working on them. And that's why I changed my plans for this video. Even if I review this script twice, it is still way more improvised than the robotic and generic "Hey guys, I'm Lion, this is my new show, don't forget to like and subscribe" thing that I had planned. I want this show to be at least worth the time you spend listening to me. I want it to be genuine. I want to allow myself to be human, make cringy mistakes, fight back the urge to be perfect and actually put something out there. I want this to be the beginning of a project I can actually carry on without feeling the constant need to destroy. And hey, maybe I resonated with you. Like I said before, feedback was a great part of my channel with Sophie, and I don't want this to be just me talking to a wall. I want you to be a part of it. Whether you're a friend of mine or a random person who stumbled upon this video, do you feel the same way? Do you often feel the urge to erase your past self? Do you always feel the need to be perfect? Let me hear your thoughts in the comments. This is me signing off. Until next time, stay awesome.